When people hear a name like Kai Madison Trump, curiosity kicks in almost instantly. The Trump name carries history, power, wealth, and controversy all wrapped into one. So when headlines or social media posts throw around phrases like Trillionaire lifestyle, it grabs attention fast. It sounds larger than life. It sounds almost fictional. But here's the thing. Behind every viral headline is a real person. In this case, a young woman who happens to be growing up in one of the most talked about families in modern America. Think about how different life would feel if your last name alone sparked instant reactions. Some people would admire you before they ever met you. Others might judge you just as quickly. That kind of spotlight changes the atmosphere around your everyday life. School events are not just school events. Family vacations are not just vacations. Even birthdays can turn into public conversations. There's also the internet factor. Today, fame doesn't just live on television. It lives on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and news feeds that refresh every second. A single photo can circulate worldwide in minutes. A single comment can become a debate. So when we talk about the so-called trillionaire life, we're really talking about visibility, access, and legacy. Not fantasy numbers, but real-world influence. And that influence shapes everything from childhood experiences to future opportunities. This story is less about exaggeration and more about understanding what it truly means to grow up in extraordinary circumstances. Kai Madison Trump was born into a family that was already deeply established in business and public life. Her father, Donald Trump Jr., built his own profile through the Trump Organization and political involvement. Her grandfather, Donald Trump, was first known as a real estate mogul and television personality before becoming president of the United States. That means from the very beginning, Kai's world included media attention, large events, and a family brand recognized across the globe. She is one of several Trump grandchildren, which means she's part of a new generation connected to an already powerful legacy. Unlike earlier generations who built the name from the ground up, she was born into an era where the name was already a global headline. But it's important to separate public perception from personal identity. Being part of a famous family does not automatically define someone's personality, interests, or ambitions. At her core, she is still a teenager navigating school, friendships, hobbies, and growth. What makes her situation unique is a scale. Most teenagers are figuring out who they are, without cameras watching. Kai is doing that while being connected to one of the most recognizable surnames in the world. That combination of youth and legacy creates a very different kind of coming-of-age experience. One shaped by history before she ever had the chance to write her own chapter growing up in a high-profile political and business. Family means your environment is anything but ordinary. Family gatherings might include well-known politicians, executives, or public figures. Conversations at dinner might revolve around national news or business strategy instead of just school updates. For a child, that becomes normal. Seeing security personnel nearby becomes normal. Attending formal events becomes normal. Even traveling with structured schedules and planning becomes part of everyday life. During her grandfather's presidency, the White House was part of the extended family setting. That is not something many children can say. Walking through historic halls, attending official celebrations, and witnessing major political moments firsthand would shape anyone's perspective early in life. At the same time, high-profile families face constant public discussion. Supporters are passionate. Critics are vocal. Media coverage can be intense. That environment can create resilience, but it can also demand emotional maturity at a young age. Imagine learning early on that public opinion can swing dramatically, that not everyone will agree about your family, that your last name alone can start conversation. Growing up this way often builds thick skin. It also builds awareness. You become conscious of image, behavior, and how actions are interpreted. For Kai, childhood has likely included both privilege and pressure, access to incredible experiences on one hand and constant visibility on the other. That balance defines what high-profile upbringing really looks like. Wealth in the Trump family has long been tied to real estate, branding, luxury properties, and global business ventures. Skyscrapers with the Trump name, exclusive golf resorts, high-end hotels, licensing deals that extend into multiple industries. Being born into that kind of financial ecosystem means exposure to a world built around high-value assets and elite environments. Instead of seeing wealth as something distant or abstract, it becomes part of the background of everyday life. Luxury travel is common. Private residences are expansive and often historic or architecturally impressive. Social circles include individuals who operate at the highest levels of business and politics. But generational wealth is more than just material comfort. It is structure. It is infrastructure. It is the ability to access advisors, legal teams, financial planners, and industry experts from an early age. For someone like Kai, that means if she ever chooses to pursue business, the tools are already within reach. Funding would not be the primary obstacle. Connections would not need to be built from scratch. Wealth also creates expectations. In prominent families, there's often an unspoken standard to maintain or elevate the brand that can influence career choices and public decisions. So while the word trillionaire is exaggerated, the reality is still extraordinary. It is a life shaped by high-level resources, powerful networks, and the responsibility that comes with both. Education plays a major role in shaping the next generation of influential families. Children raised in wealthy households often attend private institutions known for strong academics, competitive athletics, and leadership development. These schools are not just about textbooks. They are about networks. Classmates may include the children of executives, investors, diplomats, and public officials. Friendships formed in those environments can later turn into professional partnerships. For Kai, education likely includes both traditional academics and exposure to extracurricular activities that build discipline and confidence. Her interest in golf is a strong example. Golf requires patience, precision, and mental focus. It also places players in social settings where conversations often extend beyond the sport itself. Being connected to a family deeply involved in golf culture adds another layer. Access to championship-level courses and experienced coaches provides an advantage many aspiring athletes do not have. At the same time, growing up in such a visible family means learning awareness early, understanding media, understanding public behavior, understanding how actions reflect not only on you, but on a larger legacy. Upbringing in this environment blends privilege with preparation. There is comfort, but there is also expectation. There are opportunities, but there is also scrutiny. All of these elements combine to shape a young person who is not just growing up wealthy, but growing up within a powerful and closely watched family structure. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.